Hello and welcome to this commentary, alternate commentary of Burnley's away trip to West Bromwich Albion at the Hawthorns. And this is John Stuttard, JB, your alternative commentator. And what a game it promises to be. Burnley only lost once all season so far. That was to Watford on match day 3. They're coming into this game against Steve Bruce's West Brom, who have only one of their first 8 games since, but have drawn 5 of them, or the last 7, I should say. They're 14th at the start of play. Now, Burnley, with a win, can actually go top tonight. So it's important, really, that Burnley really be professional. They certainly did a professional's job against Millwall on Tuesday night, where they won by 2-0. There is a change where Vitinha will now play in the Johan Berg Gudmundsson role. Gudmundsson was a superb performance against Millwall. Very unlucky, you might say, to be left out. Burnley are still waiting to come out. West Brom in the tunnel there, as I can see. And it's a terrific atmosphere. Hawthorns is a terrific ground, but of course, these days, it's not the fortress it once was. They have had a lot of draws. The one win, incidentally, West Brom, was against Hull City. An informed for Hull City when they struck in 5 past Hull. And Burnley in the past have really struggled against West Brom, although they have drawn, they are unbeaten in the last couple of games against the Albion. In the last 2 Premier League visits here, they've drawn 0-0, and before that, they won 3-1. Ashley Barnes and Chris Wood, the most of scorers. But that was in the Premier League. This is now the Championship. And Burnley, having had a great week so far, winning 5-1 at Wigan last Saturday. And now we'll take on West Bromwich Albion. They've left Albion have been waiting in the tunnel for some 2 or 3 minutes, but there's Jack Cork, and it's amazing to think that the last time I did a Burnley game at the TC Hub, Mike Jackson was the interim manager, and there was only probably 2 survivors from that team that took the field against Wolves, and that was probably Jack Cork and Josh Brownhill. Jack Cork since then has become captain and has done a fantastic job. That is for sure. There's been a lot of wholesale changes, 15 new faces. It nearly became 16 new faces. There was a light bid for Obafemi from Swansea, which was later rebuffed. And of course, there's a lot more an attack-minded side to the proceedings, because they now play up on the back. Although Aaron Miric, the goalkeeper, has given a lot of Burnley fans, myself included, a lot of heart failure so far this season. But I think they're starting to get used to it. So in a way, they do welcome back Ian Maatson into the starting lineup. Remember, he got sent off against Blackpool, missed the League Cup game against Shrewsbury, and 2 league games against Wigan and Millwall. But they're out now, finally out into the glare of the crowd here. The floodlights are on at full pelt for this Friday night game. Start of the season. It's nice to commentate. It's my first Burnley game this season, and I'm so looking forward to this one tonight. And I hope you can all join me and share this game with me. And if you are listening tonight, please listen on and be very courteous in the comments. We are still a family show. Right, West Bromwich Albion line up as follows: David Button's in goal. Next, Taylor Gardner-Hickman, Dara O'Shea, who captains the side, and Kyle Bartley, Connor Townsend, Jason Malumbi, Yokozuru, Jed Wallace, the new signing from Millwall, John Smith as well there too, another new face, Grady Diangana, and Carlin Grant, who will play as the central striker. Wallace, Swift, and Diangana will play as a 3-man midfield, 3-man attacking midfield. So essentially, it's 4-2-3-1 for Steve Bruce's men this evening. As for the Clarets, Ari Muric, the former Manchester City goalkeeper's in goal. Then it's a back 4 of Connor Roberts, Taylor Harwood, Bellis, and Charlie Taylor. In Matheson will come in at left back. Jack Cork, Josh Cohen, and Vitinho make up a very good midfield. And it looks as if we are going to see, this is the lineup. So Taylor, Brownhill, and Vitinho will play further forward. So they're sort of shaping up like West Brom are. Jay Rodriguez completes the lineup as the central striker. Nathan Teller, who's got 4 goals since joining on loan from Southampton, will play on the left-hand side of the attacking midfield. On the bench for Albion, we've got Jake Livermore, Sahore, Phillips, Adam Reach, Thomas Asante, Palmer and Ashworth. For Burnley, Egan Riley, Johan Gudmundsson, Ashley Barnes, Bailey Peacock-Farrell, who did a good job when coming on against Millwall when Muric got a knock on Tuesday. Emmanuel Benson, who looked very lively when coming on as a substitute, played a part in both Burnley goals. Bastian, and then new signing Shelenoff as well, as the players will swap round. Burnley will attack the goal away to my right-hand side, Albion to my left here at the Hawthorns. The referee tonight comes from Newport of the Isle of Wight. That's James Linnington. In fact, he refereed the game between Burnley and Huddersfield at the very start of the season. Booked 3 Clarets players, rather harshly I thought, but Burnley still won by an Ian Mattison goal to 0. So we're all set to go. West Bromwich Albion in blue and white baggy shirts to get us underway. The baggies, well, they're not boinging up the table. They're 14 at the start of play. Burnley start the night with 3rd, but can go top with a victory tonight at the Hawthorns. So a tremendous incentive for the Clarets tonight. And I'm sure that's what Vincent Kompany will be saying in the dressing room just before the start of play. So the players from West Brom take the knee to highlight that there is no room for racism. Burnley did clap that gesture, by the way, just to prove that there is no room for racism in any walk of life as well as football. So away we go then. Burnley, of course, clapping that gesture. No, and they do realise that it is the right thing to do. Anyway, here's Charlie Taylor booting it down there. He was also amongst the starting lineup, I think, from Wolves the last time I commentated on. So 3 survivors from that team. Just shows how much a clear-out Burnley have had during the summer in terms of personnel. But they've made nearly £90 million worth of player sales, and they've spent about 20 million. And they're coming for a lot of stick, unfortunately, from other Championship supporters for it. But they've had to sell a lot, and of course, they've been some of their better players like Pope, Cornet, McNeil, people like that, Ben Mee, James Delkoski have been cherry-picked by other clubs. So it's been really, really a summer of change at the turf. Not just a change of league, but a change of manager and a change of personnel. Vincent Kompany and Craig Bellamy and Mike Jackson have really got a good little side going here. And the style of play as well should be interesting to see, as West Brom in those baggy shirts come forward again, down that left-hand side, ball over the top, and a goal kick early doors as the shot came in there. Wallace making a good run down that side. That was a clever signing from Steve Bruce. Albion, as I said, have drawn 5 of the games. They drew away against Middlesbrough on opening day, and then they did the same against Watford. Their only defeat, incidentally, came against Blackburn by 2-1. They drew against Cardiff, won against Hull, as I said, 5-2. Drew 2-2 against Huddersfield at the John Smiths, and drew 1-1 away at Wigan on Tuesday night. Burnley won against Huddersfield. Burnley have won 3, I think, out of it. They've won against Huddersfield. They won against Huddersfield. Conceded a corner here, as Diane Garner gets the early chance here for a corner. So an early test for this Burnley defence. They're not as tall and as they are. They did make 2 loan signings yesterday, Burnley. Well, this is where Burnley have to be wary of set plays. They usually used to be very good on set plays, and the header came in at the far side. It was Dara O'Shea, the captain, who came in at the far right-hand post to almost head her own bare for West Brom. That was a real dangerous moment there. Burnley were at 6s and 7s a little bit in the marking, and well, O'Shea got the header in, got there above Jack Cork there. Used to be a bit stronger there, Jack Cork, maybe in his defending at that moment in time, but Burnley survived. Button kicks away right-footed. 2.5, nearly 3 minutes gone now at the Hawthorns on the TC Hub, and we'll tell you all the platforms. We're not now sponsored by Melon Streaming, that we're told. We've had a little bit of a commentator's brief on our miniature chat the other day, and we're not now sponsored by Melon Streaming. So just to let you know that. We are on Twitter at Commentary Live 1 if you want to join us for that and you want to check out the latest news. And of course, we had a transfer deadline special. Russ isn't presented tonight, if you're wondering where he is. But I can tell you that he is producing, and he's also talking to me through my headphones. as well, and he's also on the graphics tonight. So it's just me tonight, JB, John Stutton in the commentary boxes. Vitinho, lovely thinking Brazilian. The Burnley fans have taken a great shine. I'll try not to be too biased in the commentary tonight, even though I'm a self-confessed claret. Jay Rodriguez has lost it on midway inside the Albion half, but then wins the ball back fairly. And here goes Matheson, who scored the opening goal in the game against Huddersfield, a game that you heard on the TC Hub way back in late July. We're now in September now. Seems a long time ago since that opening game, doesn't it? Here's Jack Cork now in possession. Has to turn back. Just remind you, Burnley, of course, in claret and blue. They did reveal their new away kit this week. Nice light blue number, and it looks a really nice kit. And if you haven't seen the new Burnley shed, it's an absolute Bobby Dazzler, as Nathan Teller, who's been in terrific form. I'm amazed Southampton let him go to the Clarets actually on loan. A lot of people down there on the South Coast rate him very highly. Has played quite a number of times for the Southampton first team under people like Ralph Osenauter and people like that, and before that Ronald Koeman and managers of that quality. There's Vincent Kompany. He's got the baseball cap on. It's a completely different persona to what Sean Dyche was. Sean Dyche would actually just sit on the touchline, shirt and tie job. But no, he's a tracksuiting manager. He's Vinny Kompany. There's no doubt about it. He's got the baseball cap on. He's got the tracksuit on. He's a very hands-on manager. There is no question about that. He's a top-notch manager. Did well at Anderlecht. But obviously this is going to be a real test for him at Burnley. But he's doing so well so far. Some of his signings have been very clever thus far. We've used the loan market very well, the Clarets, this summer. So too, though, of West Brom, and they're making a good start here. They've got it down the right-hand side with Jed Wallace. Ball played in there. It comes up and defended. It will be a corner. Jed Wallace does look a quality player. I saw him commentated on him last year in the Cup for Millwall against Crystal Palace, and he did look a player then, even though he was playing on the losing side in that third-round tie. You may remember we did last season on the TC Up. 6 minutes almost gone. West Bromwich Albion 0, Burnley 0. And remember, West Brom have done most of the attacking so far. Wallace with another corner then. Swings it in. Burnley got ahead. Clarets player got ahead on that. Roberts will do well to keep him played down below me on the near side, and he does. Gets the ball forward. Looking towards the run of Nathan Teller here. Jed Wallace has tracked back as well and has shepherded the ball out for a throw-in for West Bromwich Albion. That's good, intelligent defensive play from Jed Wallace. And just to remind you, well, you can hear this match this evening from the Championship. You can hear it on the TC Up itself. These are the YouTube channels I'm going to tell you in a minute. Because I would just break off for a second because West Brom have got the ball here. Ball chip forward again. Header one there, and Jack Cork in there, the new Burnley skipper, to get it away. Taking over, of course, from Ben Mee. Brownell looked as if he was fouled. Mr. Linnington didn't want to know. Shot comes in, and Muric gets the... it was John Swift with a right-footed effort, and Muric got behind it. But should Burnley have had a free kick there? Just having a look on the replay. Well, he was late there with a challenge on Brownell. Should have been a free kick. Mr. Linnington was no more than, 4 yards away from the incident and didn't see anything wrong with that. Now, I can't understand why he's done that. It's preposterous. Nothing, thankfully, came from it. But if that had got in, there would have been pandemonium on the field. There's no doubt about that. James Linnington got that one wrong. As the ball is knocked away by Kyle Bartley, the big number 5. It's plucked out the air brilliantly by Ian Matheson, who's signed on love with Chelsea, but he had a little bit of a flashpoint, of course, with that challenge with Carey in the Blackpool 3-0 match. Meanwhile, Rodriguez trying to get on the end of the cross there from Nathan Teller, and he almost got there. That would have been a sensational moment for the Clarets, and they're still keeping possession here. Jack Cork has it. Matheson is in support. He'll have to go back inside to Jack Cork, however. And Burnley now starting to just to pass the ball around at will here. Oh, Roberts was very slight there. The right back, that was poor from Roberts. And he's put West Brom on the attack. He's 4 against 4 for the moment. Here's number 11, Diagana. Good ball by him into the path of John Swift. But across came Tanner Harwood Bellis to curb up the danger. He's one of the loan signings I was talking about earlier from Manchester City. As the ball comes in, this should be our Muric, and he is. Good catch there. He's in an all-green goalkeeper's jersey tonight. He's also got matching pants as well. He's wearing trousers tonight, not shorts. And he's rolling the ball out well. He did really well. That's a foul. That's a free kick. Foul there by Oazu, and that will be a free kick. It's been a tough old start for Albion, but they've drawn a lot more than they've won and lost. I mean, as I said, they've only won one, but at the same token, they've only lost one this season. So it's been pretty an okay start from Albion. Although a lot of people say that Steve Bruce is not the right man for the job, if rumours and Twitter are to be believed. But Twitter is a fickle old thing these days, as I found out the other week with Blackpool fans when I criticised Carey's challenge. Here's Jed Wallace now, looking to find something here. And it's a good ball out there, but Columbia trying to play the ball forward. It's with number 3 here, Connor Townsend. Now Dan Garner, who's just drifted out to the left-hand side. Burnley have got 2-4-8 back. Coming up to the 10th minute. Here's Jed Wallace, number 29 now on the ball. That's Taylor Garner-Hickman. And the ball comes off a defender. Or does it? No, Taylor Hickman's pass was a poor one. There's Steve Bruce. Two former captains of 2 Manchester clubs. Of course, Bruce, many years ago, kids before you were even born, some of you listeners were even born. I'm sure there's quite a number of you who weren't even born. Actually, Steve Bruce was a Premier League winning captain with Manchester United in the early 90s. Had good success and then left to join Birmingham City, wound down his career, and he's had quite a up and down managerial career, let's put it that way, with several clubs that he's managed over the years. Notably Birmingham, Sunderland and Wigan and a few other teams. Hull as well, got them to a cup final there at Hull. So he's been around the block a bit, Steve Bruce, as a gaffer. There is no two ways about that. And they say he's got bags of experience, well over 1,000 games. Newcastle, of course, had a torrid time at Newcastle, you may remember, and he was sacked by the new owners last season. Took over Albion during last season as well, but hasn't really made an impression on the locals, who may well point to his past at Birmingham City, but of course Birmingham, West Brom and Villa are very much free clubs within a very same local vicinity, within about 5 or 6 miles of each other, the 3 clubs and that part of the world. In the Midlands, here's Matteson taking it on the chest there on the far side, now into the West Brom, Burnley now cantering into the West Brom half. Again, they'll have to be patient, just like they were on Tuesday night, you fancy, because Millwall did cause the Clarets problems. They did hit a post at one point, Millwall, so you can't take this game for granted. That was their second clean sheet, incidentally, they kept on Tuesday night. The other one being on opening night. Oh, that's a bad ball. This could set problems here now for West Bromwich Albion. It could be problems. Darla Bellis has rescued the situation. They try and get the challenges in. Chela got it blocking too. Burnley are all over the place here. Misplaced passes. They haven't really started as brightly as I expected them to. And in the end, Connor Roberts gets it forward. Taylor wants a free kick. Referee Lennington says no. And now West Brom, you have to say, have done all the attacking in this opening. 13 minutes? 12 and a half, 13 minutes so far. It's been a tough old first. It's been a tough old first half so far. Burnley have possession. Oh, Dara O'Shea has possession for West Bromwich Albion. Ball over around the corner. Could be problems here. Oh, and that's a problem now because Albion are in behind again. But back comes Harwood Bellis. And also, you have to say that Connor Roberts was absolutely out of position. He needs just to calm down, Connor Roberts. I think he's a good right back, Welsh international, but at the moment he's being found out a little bit by Championship players, and he needs to be a bit more acute, really. But here they come again, Albion. Oh, what a good challenge that is. John Swift was making his way towards the penalty area, darting in from the left-hand channel. And in the end, Burnley just doing enough at the moment. Jack Cork has possession, still inside his own half, getting over halfway, looking for the run of Teller, finds Nathan Teller. Teller now will try and take on his man here, which is Garner Hickman. And Hickman concedes the throw. Burnley get a throw in line with the Albion 18-yard area. They take it quickly through Madsen. And they find a breakthrough here, the Clarets. They have been up against it a little bit in this first half. It's got to be said. West Brom 0, Burnley 0 on the TC Hub. And on all the other platforms. I'll tell you the Facebook participating YouTube pages. We're also on Twitch as well. As we'll tell you the YouTube channels that you can listen to this stream on. You can listen on the TC Hub channel, YouTube channel. You can also listen on the JB Sports YouTube channel and the Storm FN YouTube channel and the TC Hub 2 YouTube channel. And you can also, as I say, listen on Twitch. We also have a Twitter handle at Commentary Live 1. If you want to follow me personally, it's at JB Sports 11 is my Twitter handle. So if you want to follow me on Twitter, you're very welcome to do so, but be respectful. And be respectful in the comment section as well if you are commenting. And we like to hear from Clarets and West Brom fans alike tonight, so we can read a few quality things out. Here's Just Brownhill now on the right-hand side. Tries to play a ball through an eye of the needle, which wasn't really on. Cork will find Madsen out on that far side. Here's Ian Madsen, back from a 3-game ban after them shenanigans against Blackpool when he bumped Carey after Carey had fouled him. Both got red cards in the aftermath. Bertinho now wins the throw or concedes it. Or no, wins the throw. I was just keeping my eyes there very much on James Lennington, the referee. It's a tense situation to be in at the moment as the throw is taken and Bertinho wins it. Get his first goal against Millwall on Tuesday night. Bertinho looked really solid. Didn't get much of the play, mind you, up until that point, but the fans have certainly, the Clarets fans have really taken to him really well. Cullen now to Madsen. Madsen back to Taylor Harwood-Bellis. Harwood-Bellis looks up, see what's on. Decides to go another 5-10 yards further forward and then reverses the play towards the left-hand side when Madsen's there. Taylor's on 1-2 with Madsen. Madsen's in behind and Madsen goes down, but the referee he has given the free kick, I think. Yes, it's a free kick to Burnley in a very promising position. This looks good for the Clarets. There's no doubt about it. No comments, no private chat so far. We'll let you know what happens. There's a lot of women's European qualifying action as well. As we just see one or two of the West Brom chances. This was a shot by Kyle and Grant. It was charged away, in fact, by Charlie Taylor. So Mattison's approach now could pay off now because Burnley have got a free kick. First foul that Albion have conceded. Burnley have committed 2 fouls. As the free kick comes in, it's a dangerous one header over the top from Bertinho. And it was 4 yards out. And all he had to do was score. And in the end, it goes over the top. It's a wonderful free kick. In fact, I think the linesman had flagged for offside. So even if it had gone in, I don't think it would have counted anyway. So I think an offside had been given anyway. I think that's what James Lennington, the referee, was pointing out as David Button then kicks away right-footed down the ground, bold-headed figure, down the ground he goes. Still 0-0 if you're joining us on the TC Hub. But at the moment, Albion have had the best of the chances, but really have had a good do on set plays themselves. As we come up towards 17.5 minutes play, still Albion 0, Burnley 0. Here's Jay Rodriguez, an ex-Albion player, of course. Here's Jack Cork involved again. Rodriguez, lovely football this from Burnley. He's got Connor Roberts and Bertinho on the overlap. Bertinho has got 3 heads to find in the penalty area. Comes away, comes back to Madsen. Madsen now controls. Ball comes back in field. Chance here to get the cross in. Flick on into the arms of Button. I think it was Jay Rodriguez who got the flick. But just around by the penalty spot. And it was an easy catch in the end for David Button. Burnley now starting to come into the game a bit more. That's the cross. And yes, it was Jay Rodriguez who got the header in. And it was a very good header, but as I say, it wasn't going to trouble the goalkeeper too much. Jay Rodriguez has has won the ball fairing, according to Mr. Linnington, the referee. Here's Nathan Teller. Well, Robert Patino, back to Roberts. So again, trying to get used to all this now, isn't it? Last time I commentated, we had the likes of Ben Mee and James Tarkowski and Maxwell Corney and people like that. Of course, Ashley Barnes still survives from that squad as well. Here's Jack Cork winning in hard. Just to remind you that Jan Gudmundsson, I mean, he missed a lot of the season through injury, and you just think without his, if we'd have had him fit, they'd have had him fit the Clarets. What might have happened? Might have stayed up at Leeds' expense, but it's coulda, woulda, shouldas these days. Going up towards the 20th minute then. Just played 19 minutes. West Bromwich Albion 0, Burnley 0 on the TC Hub. JB Sports, JDAT Football, Storm FM. Not JDAT Football, we don't do that anymore. It's I'll rerun that again. We're not on JDAT Football, I just want to repeat that. We're on JB Sports, TC Hub, TC Hub 2 and Storm FM. Right, we've got all that sorted out. We're also live on the Twitch channel. I don't know the link to that, but you can watch us on Twitch. Just type in the commentary hub and everything else is self-explanatory, really. Here's David Button with the kick then, found with the right foot down towards the left-hand side. It's a flick on, but it's knocked out again. Still 0-0 if you're just joining us. Been a very good game so far. This is number 18, Carlin Grant on the left-hand side. Plays the ball to Diagana. Diagana has to go back, however. And O'Shea now to Bartley. Big Kyle Bartley, number 5. Gets it out there towards the far side. This is where Judd Wallace comes into his own. Wallace gets in on the 1-2. This could be problems. Wallace's cross. It's a dangerous one. Albion players coming in. And Muric having a save on the near post. And that was a really good move from West Bromwich Albion. But the Clarets again, very slack on the marking there. Judd Wallace getting in behind. That's a worry. That's a massive worry. And there goes the volley or the left-footed. It was number 3, Connor Townsend, who got the shot in. It was a left-footed drive, and Muric having to get down low to turn it out for a corner. That was a real problem or two there, and that's the third corner. Oh, it's back off the top of the bar. Oh my word, Burnley at 6s and 7s again at the back as Bartley came in at the back post with the header. Really slack marking there. Bartley gate up. Muric had no chance. It was looping, and thankfully, from a Burnley point of view, it bounces off the crossbar, but not a lot to spare. Oh my word! Still 0-0, but Burnley living on the edge a little bit. Just need to calm down here, Vincent Company's side. They had their crossbar hit. That's a worry. That is an absolute worry here for the Clarets. Cork in possession. My word. Burnley don't half when you're through the mill. Still 0-0. Ball back to Muric. Muric now uses Harwood Bellis. Harwood Bellis now in possession. Chips it out towards Roberts. Has he kept that in? No. Yes, said the referee. So, Maatsen in possession. Maatsen coming forward. He's got plenty to look for here, Maatsen. Here's Cullen in possession. Josh Cullen to Jack Cork. Cork now, just lucky to turn. Uses Harwood Bellis. Been a cagey start of the game so far, but so far it's Burnley are still in there at 0-0. Ball chip forward towards Rodriguez. He's been a little bit isolated. Now then, Teller takes it on the chest. Teller shoots just wide. Oh, Nathan Teller. You know, he certainly his form's up. He takes the ball there. The ball forward here. And Rodriguez beaten to it by Bartley, but Teller takes it on the chest. One touch there. Shoots right footed. And it must have been an inch or two wide of David Button's goal. Looking at the replay, that is close. That is very close. He struck that well, Nathan Teller. Is in terrific form. The on-loan Southampton player. On loan to the Clarets. And he almost gave Burnley the lead there spectacularly. Roberts with another terrific challenge and then undoes his own good work and gives the ball away. When Albion have got cheap possession and Wallace has got him behind. Burnley now struggling here. Matson can't keep up with him. Out comes Muric to punch. It's all hands on deck at both ends of the ground now. My goodness me. Jed Wallace does look a player. There is no question about it. Very impressive so far. West Bromwich Albion 0, Burnley 0 in the Championship on the TC Hub and all the platforms. YouTube platforms you can choose from the TC Hub, JB Sports, Storm FM and TC Hub 2. Or if you want to watch it on Twitch, you can do via our Twitch channel. Did look offside as well. Wallace looking at that angle again. Muric actually with a pretty decisive punch. 24 gone here on the TC Hub at the Hawthorns. Burnley and West Brom in action. West Brom 0, Burnley 0. Matson getting the ball back. I would give the ball away. He got it back at the second time. Rather fortuitously, I must say. Now the switch of play from right to left. Patino tries to go inside. Can't get the ball through. Albion's doing a good job on Patino thus far. Kyle and Grant chips it on. Diagana makes the run. Diagana now challenged brilliantly. Look at that for persistence. Patino running back, showing his worth and winning possession, but now Albion still have it with Connor Townsend. Now Carl and Grant trying to play the ball forward. Grant has lost it. And Patino again getting stuck in. And, he's not your average typical Brazilian that doesn't like doing the dirty work. Well, the normal average Brazilian doesn't. You wouldn't see Neymar doing that, for example, or players of that ilk. But Coutinho, for all his good work and good skills, he'll do the ugly side and he'll do the dirty work. You have my word about that. As the goalkeeper now has possession. What a first half this has been here on the TC Hub. I'll have to play from Bartley. It's a throw. It's cheap throwing for West Brom to concede. Coutinho, he's a workhorse, this guy. And the fans, no wonder the fans absolutely love him. Vincent Company taking a sip of Burnley branded water. Yes, we do make our own water at Burnley Football Club. Do make their own water, I believe. 26 minutes gone. It's still West Brom 0, Burnley 0. Live Championship football for a Friday night on the TC Hub with John Stuttard in the commentary box. JB. Here's Josh Brownhill, another JB. And here's Connor Roberts. And, Robert Jack Court Robert. JC to Connor Roberts. CR. I won't going to say Taylor Harwood Bellis as initials. It'd be too much. Patino's lost out to Connor Townsend. That's going to be a good battle between them two. Here's Kyle and Grant. Kyle and Grant now forwarding. It's number 35 on the ball now. Yosalu. Good ball by the Turk. Into the path of Garner Hickman, who gets the cross in. It's knocked away. Brownhill in possession. Gets it out. Brownhill, good ball, but he can't find Teller. It's out of play. 26.5 gone. And still no score. Please comment on the chat as well if you can. I'll try and read a few out if I can this evening. It's been a fast and furious 26 minutes here on all TCR platforms. Alternate commentary of tonight's championship game to start our weekend coverage again on the TC Hub. And this is my 6th commentary game of the season, live and delayed. And this is the first time I've covered Burnley this season. And I've been looking forward all day to commentating on this. Been doing the day job and all that. And looking forward to it. Oh, there's the header coming in. This could be problems. It's Diagana. Tricky little customer. Can he whip Connor Roberts in and out this time? He can. This could be a problem. Diagana's shot. Right-footed. Thankfully over the top. And no harm done to the Burnley goal. And with 27.5 minutes gone on the TC Hub, it's West Brom still drawing 0-0 with the Clarets at the moment. Steve Bruce 0, Vincent Company 0 as things stand here. We just see that effort again, just balloon over the top. Where's Diang on the back of his shirt, but we know him as Grady Diagana. Arno Muric with the kick. Down the field. Oh, Taylor's onto it. Taylor, he's got button. He's showing ball down. Mr. Eddington should be fighting in the spot here. It should be a penalty to Burnley. It's a yellow card for Button. It is a penalty to Burnley. Button has been boxed, and Mr. Eddington was absolutely bang on with that decision. He looked a penalty. Taylor took it round Button. Button took him out by the looks of things, and I think the right decision. Muric played the ball forward. It's a big long boot. There's no offside. There's no VAR in the Championship, remember? And it was just similar to the game, one of the incidents at Millwall. That's a definite penalty for me. I don't think Button could have any complaints, and Mr. Lennington was quite right to put the goalkeeper for that. I don't think Taylor made a meal of it. He's gone past the goalkeeper. He's tripped. That's a penalty. I don't care if he's got the ball. He's got the man too. It's a yellow card. Mr. Lennington was right. And now Jay Rodriguez is on a hot streak himself. 3 goals in as many games. Can he make it 4 in as many games? And put him up joint top scorer with Josh Brownhill at the moment, who's got 4 goals to his credit. Rodriguez has 3. David Button with the mind games at the moment. That's time wasting in my book. I think the referee should have time on, but it's Jay Rodriguez, right-footed. This could be a crucial moment in the game with 29 minutes gone. The referee making sure no one's encroaching. He blows the whistle. Jay Rodriguez, right foot, saves the keeper the long way! Burnley have the lead of West Bromwich Albion! Jay Rodriguez with his 4th goal of the season has put the Clarets ahead after 29 minutes, right in front of the travelling supporters. What a moment for the Clarets! It's West Bromwich Albion 0, Burnley 1. David Button sent the wrong way. The ball went to his right. I went to the keeper's left, right as we look, and Jay Rodriguez, the ex-West Bromwich Albion striker, strikes a crucial blow. But my goodness, what a ball that was to Muric to get Nathan Teller in, and maybe Button got a flick on it, but still he took out the man, and the penalty was given. And as far as I'm concerned, Mr. Lennington is a hero in my book. I'm going to be a bit Burnley biased, but that's just how I am. But it is a penalty. It was a penalty, and it was given, and it's been dispatched with superb applause by Jay Rodriguez, the hometown boy, the man, Mr. Burnley, really. 30th minute, and Albion having dominated proceedings. You have to say that they have dominated proceedings, but their former players just come back to haunt them. And Steve Bruce, he's got a bit of work to do now. Well, who cares? Burnley are in the lead. That's all that matters. And our producer's bid on Russ. Now, this is interesting. Not a penalty, he reckons. He kicked the bottom of Button's right push. Well, I think he's on. I'm going to disagree with you there, Russ. I think he's onside. And, you know, how many decisions have we had against in the last sort of 12 to 18 months? Not a lot, really. So you take them as they come. But having said that, West Brom have been, you have to say, on the balance of play, West Brom have been rather unlucky. You've got to say that. But Jeb Wallace has been one of their brighter lights. He's on the ball now. And here goes Wallace. He's into the penalty area. He's starting up on the right. This could be problems. Oh, good effort and a good save. He's a player and a half, this fella. And Burnley were heavily linked with injury in the summer. Good save by Aro Muric, having to dive to his left and to protect that near post. And we've seen Muric before, especially against Toll, when he's been beaten at the near post. I don't think it was going in, but Muric could not afford to take that chance. Wallace is going to take the corner from that far side. His delivery has been exceptional. Into the area it goes. It's headed out by Cork, but only as far as the shot coming in. It was from Jason Malumbi, and it's wide. Right-footed shot, scuffed wide. 32 gone. Burnley are in the lead. That's all that counts. I am going to be a little bit Burnley biased, but there's the value of this kick from just watching a replay here. Forget about the incident that led to it. What about that ball? Let's talk about that ball from Muric to get Teller in the first place. It was a carbon copy of what we saw against Millwall, where it was just a free kick given. Teller's probably just offside there as he tried to make his run, but the ball was too overheated in any case. But it was a carbon copy of what nearly happened against Millwall, and that almost brought a reward. And in other cases, I think the Millwall player could have been sent off that night. But Burnley got the job done in the end, and they're on the defensive here because West Brom have put a ball in from the right-hand side here. Dangana now has it. Albion trailing 1-0 to Burnley. If you just joined us, a penalty scored by Jay Rodriguez. That's his 4th goal of the season. We just had to eulogize that kick away from Muric, didn't we? It was just Unbelievably brilliant. Diagana now, get the cross in there. Could be problems, not really. It's going to be out for a Burnley throw-in, and that will do. He's took back a part of what he said earlier, our producer. He said Taylor was onside, but he still doesn't think it's a penalty. Well, it's 50-51. You see them given, you don't see them given. The referee was in a good position. Maybe if he's got one of those decisions and it didn't get overturned in the Championship, you take them any day long. But that's just the way Championship football is. But football is all about debate, and the fact is, whatever Steve Bruce says or the rest of the West Brom team afterwards, it won't change the fact that they are a goal down. But one thing we can't disagree with is the ferocity and the accuracy of how J. Rodriguez emphatically put that penalty away. It was a superb penalty. Here's the man in the moment, Taylor on the ball. Matteson, look at that, acres of space on the left-hand flank, and his cross needed to be a bit better now. Is that going to come off the corner flag? Well, it's going to come off for a corner flag for a Burnley throw-in. Yeah, if only it had been a corner. But Ian Matteson will take it. 1-0 to the Clarets. At the moment, they're going top of the tree. Taylor goes down. Mr. Linnington doesn't want to know this time. Goal kick to the Clarets. But Vincent Kompany, even though his team have been under the cushion, he'll be a bit pleased now, quite pleased. They've got a cushion. Now they've got to just keep their discipline, Burnley, now for the remaining 50-odd minutes, 55 minutes that remain of the game. 10 of this half, and then 45 of the second, plus any injury or stoppage time. But the first goal, I think, tonight was always going to be very crucial in terms of the importance. And Burnley have got that goal. A lot of people will debate whether that was a penalty. You've seen him. It's a 50-50. Looking at it again from the other replays, as Taylor just tries to shake off the advances of Carl Grant or Robert Diagana, and does so accordingly, although he does play into trouble. And Albion have a free kick. I think they'll have a free kick. No, Mr. Linnington did try to play advantage. Found that it wasn't forthcoming. It is a free kick. Referee was quite right. And it will be a free kick to Albion. No more, no less. Just a free kick. I'll just see that again. It's John Swift who's challenged there. And he's going to put... Well, I'm not sure whether that's a booking from Mr. Linnington. That's not a booking. That is not a booking in any circumstances. The referee, a bit overzealous with the yellow card there, I've got to be honest. I don't think that was a yellow card in any walk of life. That is not a yellow card. I'm sorry, it just isn't. Free kick, yes. Yellow card, no. But it's a free kick to Albion, so it's one each on the yellow card count. I think the Burnley one was harsh. You could probably say the West Brom one, looking back again, was probably a bit harsh, but it's a 50-50 one, that one, I have to say. Free kick comes into the area. Oh, danger here, the back post, and it's over the top. Oh, my word, Burnley, again. Townsend got in at the back stick. There was 2 or 3 Albion players going for that one as well. It was Connor Townsend's header. Maybe the angle was just a bit too acute in the end, but that was dangerous, I have to say. Very dangerous indeed. So they're going to try and play out from the back again. I'm not sure that foot was that high, Russ, I'll be honest, but I'm just talking to our producer there. But it's one of those, isn't it? It's a 50-50. I think it's his first offence as well. I think that's rather harsh. Mr. Linnington just needs to apply a bit more of the spirit of the game rather than the letter of the game. Just saying. Those commentators like the spirit of the game to be dictated to a little bit. Anyway, here come Albion. Nice little turn there. And the ball's going to reach Connor Townsend here. Townsend's cross is a dangerous one. Taylor with a acrobatic header away, but it's back to Connor Townsend on the left. Now then, can Diagana and Townsend work some of this? They can. Oh, this could be problems for Burnley. And it almost was. Albion within an inch there of possibly getting level in this game. Burnley under the cosh towards the end of the half. 38 minutes almost gone. Caelan Grant now for Albion. Trying to tease Connor Roberts if he can. No VAR, remember, in the Championship. Thank goodness for that. We don't have to talk about VAR. And this is what I do love about the Championship these days. That's why I don't mind Burnley being back in it this time round, because every Burnley game I did last season for the TCO, it was always having to, is it going to get disallowed in a minute? Are they going to go to VAR? Blah, blah, blah. It's refreshing to come in a game without VAR. I just want to put that to bed. I mean, a week's been a long time in football, but 9 points out of a possible 9 in the week for Burnley, potentially, if they can hang on here to this 1-0 lead. But it's a precarious-looking lead, because at the moment, Albion are giving it a damn good go. Malembe now wins a corner off Connor Roberts to the opposite number 14. Throw-in. I think it might be a throw-in, actually. Well, Connor Townsend's going to get the ball, so it might tell me what we need to know, that it is an Albion throw-in, more or less in line with the 6-yard area of Burnley. Burnley leading for that penalty on half an hour, scored by Jay Rodriguez after Teller was adjudged to be brought down by the goalkeeper, David Button. Looked a bit of a 50-50. You're damned if you give it, you're damned if you don't give it. Here's Stephen Teller intercepting a loose pass. He's only got Rodriguez in support. Teller's going to have to do it down the left-hand side. The best he could have done, really, under the circumstances, was when his team were throwing halfway inside the West Bromwich Albion half. We're coming up to 39.5 minutes gone. Still West Brom 0, Burnley 1. And I'm going to have no voice left at the end of this first half, I'm telling you. Burnley leading. Good value for that lead, but Albion are threatened. And they do look a good side on the break. Jed Wallace in particular has caught my eye as one of Albion's better players in this first half. I've certainly been impressed by him tonight, as I was when he played for Millwall in that cup tie, you may remember, against Crystal Palace back in January. As Malembe does well, prevents the goal kick, gives Burnley a throw-in. So preventing the corner, he's got Burnley a throw-in rather than the corner. That'll suit Albion a bit, because they can get people back. Burnley having to retreat to the halfway line with Taylor Harwood-Bellis. A retreat to try and come forward again like a good army pack, if you like. Here's Coutinho trying to jink his man, and he's done so well against Connor Townsend there. I think Townsend has probably won that little battle between the two of them in this first half, I must say. You've got to give Connor Townsend credit. He's had a good first half as well, personally. He's had Coutinho in his back pocket a bit. I think Roberts could do with supporting him a bit more, I think, if I'm being critical of him. Roberts' throw onto Rodriguez, and there was no suggestion of handball. That looked offside against Coutinho. I must say, as cross came in, I think the referee and the linesman did flag. I thought they'd look offside to me. Why did they have to wait 10 seconds before giving a decision? I do not know. If he is offside, just give the offside and get on with the game. Stop wasting 10 seconds playing time for no reason. Those rules from IFAB have got to stop. They have got to be outlawed. They have to stop doing that, IFAB, because their laws at the moment, the current offside law, is a farce. I'll say it every commentary, and I'll say it again tonight. It is a farce. Here's Harwood-Bellis now for Burnley. Harwood-Bellis looking to get the ball forward. Taylor was offside as the ball was played, so he didn't run for the ball, but appreciates the intent there from the pass from Harwood-Bellis. We're inside the final. We're coming up towards the final 3 minutes of normal time here at the Hawthorns. West Bromwich Albion 0, Burnley 1 on all TCL platforms. The goal scored by Jay Rodriguez on half an hour. Still no nil-nils for me this season. And this is the 6th game in. Thank God the Lord. There's an Albion player down, presumably injured. It looks like Caelan Grant is down. Caelan Grant looks as if he's gone down there. And it is a free kick to Albion. Bit of a soft one, but it is a free kick. And again, another dangerous set piece for Burnley to try and survive their way through here. It's going to be John Swift to take it, then right-footed into the penalty area. Oh, the header was one. Oh, the free header as well. And I'm not sure who it was. It was Dara O'Shea, unmarked. Let's have a look. Definitely onside as that played in. And from 6 yards out, you'd expect Dara O'Shea there, even though he's a centre-back by trade. Well, he should have beaten Muric. He'll be beside of Muric, and you'd have to say Albion arguably should be level at this stage. Burnley have survived a few scares. There's no doubt about it. That was the latest one. They've survived. You have to say, on the balance of play, you've got to sell. I have to say it. It kills me to say it in some respects. I am a staunch Carrot, but Albion should be level in this game. Burnley have looked a little bit slack at the back, I must tell you. But no matter, Burnley are still winning 1-0, but they've got some more defending to do by the sounds of it here. And they've got problems here. Taylor trying to get back, and it's off the post. Oh my goodness, Burnley living on the edge here. Albion still having it inside the box. This is real problem now for the Clarets. Can they see it at half time? I'm beginning to wonder if they can. Wallace has the ball played in there, and they've all missed it, including Albion players. And oh my word, how are Albion not level in this match? They've hit the bar, they've hit the post. They've had a free header save. If it goes either side of Muric, it's 1-1. You have to say, and I'm saying this through gritted teeth, but Albion should be level, at least level in this game. I think Vincent Kompany might be the first to admit that, Burnley hold it on. Taylor looking to pick on the loose ball. Rodriguez does win it. The goal scorer looks to get Taylor away. He's isolated. It's 2 against 1 in Albion's favour. But Taylor is running through, but his first touch was a bit heavy. And then tries to go for the acute angle, which he does. And then does a somersault almost into the Burnley fans. Oh my word. It's scary stuff here at the Hawthorns. 15 seconds of normal time to play in the first half. It's West Brom 0, Burnley 1. We will take a bit of a breather at half time, folks. Gives you a chance there. Taylor just feeling the effects. He'll get a bit of treatment at half time. We're just going to check on fourth official Bobby Madley to see how much longer there's going to be. Good challenge there by Taylor. And he needed to time that well, because if he mistimed that one on Kyle and Grant, Burnley could have easily given a penalty away, which I think this is the effort that hit the post. Cork there, guilty of giving the ball away. And the ball played through, and I think it was John Swift who hit the post here. Beats Muric. Muric should have done better for me. Then it was Jed Wallace actually hit the post, rather. Wallace hit the post. Then the ball came out, and Burnley made a complete horse of it. Wallace with the corner now for Burnley. Matson gets it away. We're to 2 added minutes, for which we played half a minute of the first of those 2. I couldn't agree with you more, actually, Russ. It's the first time we've agreed on anything. They are the better side in the last sort of 5 or 10 minutes. They've hit the bar, they've hit the post. O'Shea should have made it 1-1 with a free header. Burnley living on their nerves a bit, but here's Stephen Taylor. A little bit of pressure now. Will he go to the corners? Maybe a bit early to say that, but just see it out to half time. That would have been the cry, but maybe Taylor just wasted it somewhat. Burnley just guilty of giving the ball away too much in the midfield area. Harwood Bellis misses out. So too, and Roberts has come up worse in a challenge there with Grant, and is feeling the effects. And I think, and the referee wants to have a word. He thinks Connor Roberts is faking it there, the West Brom player, and Connor O'Shea thinks he's faking it, or Malembe thinks he's faking it. I don't think he's faking it at all. Let's have a look at it again on replay. It was there to be won. He comes off worse for me. I think that's a foul. And for the West Brom player to accuse another player of cheating stinks to high heaven, as far as I'm concerned. Malembe should be booked for that alien discipline. But let's have a look at the Jed Wallace chance again. I think Muric got a hand on it. And I think Muric, unwittingly, turns that onto the post. And that is actually, looked at that again from behind the goal, that is actually a top bit of goalkeeping from Aro Muric. That is a great save. Because Jed Wallace looks as if he was in there for the leveller, the equaliser. That is a truly great bit of goalkeeping, unwittingly done by Aro Muric. And Roberts is in some discomfort, but I'm not really upset about the actual challenge. I'm upset about, I think, when another professional tries to accuse another one of diving or time wasting. I think that's where we have to draw the line at this. We had all this kerfuffle with Liverpool Newcastle in the week, where there was a touchline brawl after Liverpool had scored in the 98th minute against Newcastle. We had all that kerfuffle. We played during a quarter minute. We played 3/4 of a minute over the 2. Roberts has been tended to by the medical staff. And of course, it's not. And that's good to see. That's good to see. Caelan Grant and Connor Roberts shaking hands. That's good to see. Bit of sportsmanship in the game. sportsmanship that a lot of people thought had gone out the window years and years ago. Connor Roberts is a tough cookie. He'll be back for the second half. I have no doubts about that. Bobby Madley just checking to see if he's all right. It will be a drop ball, but I'm sure now there will be. Well, we played. I think Mr. Linnington would do well now just to blow for half time, to be quite honest, and just get the players back in the tunnel. But at the moment, it's good to see some good sportsmanship being a nice fair handshake between Caelan Grant and Connor Roberts. And Roberts is okay and back with us now. We're still into time added on. I think they might just play a little bit more time added on, I fancy, because just for the Roberts injury, so they might play another minute, possibly at the end of the first half. None of that would like to. Now I can grab. We played well over the 2 minutes, but that was purely and simply for the Roberts injury. But Steve Bruce, I think, can take a lot of heart out of that first half if you're looking at it from a dispassionate point of view, because he's side of hit the woodwork twice. And they've had a free header saved by Murich if he goes either side. Jed Wallace has probably been their outstanding player. As for Burnley, the bad points really matter. One or two of the players have gifted the Albion possession at certain points. Having said that, though, the penalty was awarded when Murich, what a wonderful belt up the field. Teller broke the offside trap. He wasn't offside, let me tell you that. He broke through. It is a bit debatable whether the penalty should have been given. Having said all that, Jay Rodriguez, the ex-Albion player, pounced, scored his fourth for the season, draws level now with Josh Brownhill on 4 goals as joint top scorer. Burnley have survived a lot, but they're holding on in there, and as things stand, will be going top tonight. Half-time here, as we just break up for a second. Connor Roberts was just time wasting for me. He's just run off the pitch, he's now running free. I don't think you can accuse someone of time wasting, Russ, but time wasting, unfortunately, is part and parcel of the game. So let's just draw a line under all that time wasting malarkey and just get on with it. Anyway, half time then at the Hawthorns. It's good news for Burnley. They're leading by a goal to nil. Jay Rodriguez on half an hour. I'm going to take a 15-minute break so I can get refreshed for the second half and try and have a few nervous moments, hopefully, in the second half. Hope you can join me for the second half. Good news for Clarets fans. Burnley leading by a goal to nil, but it's not clear cut. Albion, you have to say, very unlucky. Half time, West Brom nil, Burnley Road. We'll be back in 15 minutes on the TCO. Welcome back to the Hawthorns for the start of the second half. Welcome back to the TC Hub, where we're just about to kick off the second half. Burnley, we remember, leading by a 0-0, scored by Jay Rodriguez after 30 minutes. And we're all set to kick off then in this second half. As far as I can see, there's no changes from either 22 players, so we're all set to go then for the second half. And referee James Linnington from Newport. They are the right to get us all setting underway. We're just waiting for R.O. Muric to run onto the field. He covered pretty well from that shoulder injury he picked up on Tuesday night. That's why he had to come off on Tuesday against Millwall. Anyway, it's going to be Burnley kicking away to my left-hand side. And we're back underway we go then. Burnley kicking towards the West Brom fans, away to my left-hand side as I look. And West Brom to the right, where all the Burnley fans are. Been unlucky to be behind, but the penalty converted by Jay Rodriguez on 30 minutes is the difference. West Brom have had their post-it, their bar-it. Free kick early on there for Burnley. Nathan Teller, free kick to the Clarets. And they take it short. Matson to Cullen. Now back to Cullen. And Teller shows Garner Hickman a clean pair of heels, but then runs out of pitch. It will be a goal kick to West Brom. Let me just run through the sides for you then. For West Bromwich Albion, it's Button in goal. Garner Hickman, Kyle Bartley, Dara O'Shea, Connor Townsend, Jason Malumbi, Jed Wallace, who did really well in the first half, I thought. John Smith, Brady Diagana, Carlin Grant, who's just won the flick, but it's going to fall for Aaron Muric, and Yokozu. On the bench for Albion, it's Littlemore, Zahora, Phillips, Matt Phillips, that is. Here's Matson, Adam Reach, Thomas Azante, Palmer, and Ashworth. They're the subs for Albion tonight. For the Clarets, Aaron Muric is the goalkeeper, Connor Roberts, Harwood Bellis, Charlie Taylor, and Ian Matson. There's Josh Cohen, Jack Court, the captain, Josh Brownhill, as Taylor does well there, playing at centre-back. An unfamiliar position for him this season, but he's lost it there. I think there. We'll run through that press of the Burnley side in a minute. Taylor, they're really struggling at the moment there with Diagana. No foul there. Matson will clear this time. So Josh Cohen, Jack Court, the captain, Josh Brownhill, Vitinho, Nathan Teller, who won the penalty, and Jay Rodriguez, who dispatched the penalty after 30 minutes. On the bench for the Clarets, it's Egan Riley, Johan Berg-Gudmundsson, Ashley Barnes, Bailey Peacock-Farrell, the goalkeeper, Manuel Benson, Bastian, and Shalimiov, one of the new faces that have come in. 3 new signings in that last week of the transfer window for the Clarets. So, so far, so good for them. As we are now into the second half. We're now about 2 and a bit minutes into the second half, and Nathan Tellers took one for the team. I'm sure it'll be a tough cookie and just get up with it now. Don't think Steve Bruce helped any situation there, but Tellers all right. He's back underway, and so are Burnley, still at their full complement of 11. Leading 1-0, but it's a slender lead. It's been a very slender lead, really. Albion have hit the bar and hit the post. Dara shared a free header, goes either side of Muric. It's 1-1, so Albion will still believe that they can still get something out of this game. As Burnley have possession now with Josh Brownhill. There's a lot of talk whether he would go to Leicester City in the transfer window. There was some nutcase on Twitter pretending to be a newspaper hack that said that that the deal to Leicester for 20-odd million was done and dusted. Absolutely rubbish. And you can tell why he was not exactly a proper journalist, because only 17 people bothered actually following him on Twitter. One of which, I'm ashamed to say, is Mr. Russ Vernon, who's our producer. Russ, he's a dud. Don't follow him on Twitter. Follow somebody who's good, like John Percy, for example. Anyway, 3 kick. Nathan Teller wins the 3 kick. Sorry, Russ, I'm only joking. You follow who you want. Just getting the earful from my producer. Anyway, 3 kick to Burnley, about 15 yards inside the Albion half. It's going to be number 24, Josh Cohen, to take it. He's been a terrific signing. £3 million from Anderlecht. Worked under company before in his days at Anderlecht, so Josh Cohen knows what it's all about. He came to prominence at Preston, then went on to West Ham, where it didn't quite work out. Josh Cohen, I think we're trying to have a spell at where his career at West Ham, and it didn't quite work out. Yellow card is going to be shown to a Burnley lad. Looks like Taylor Harwood-Bellis is going to get the caution. Yeah, I think that's a fair decision. He goes in both feet, and I think that's a fair decision. Yeah, takes him out. I think Diane Garner was quite rightly fouled. I think the referee was correct, Mr. Linnington. So, yeah, I don't think there's any arguments about that one. Be careful, JB. I can take you off air whenever. You wouldn't take the greatest commentator of YouTube off, would you? Anyway, free kick. Don't forget, folks, there is a player of the match I need to choose a bit later on, sponsored by Barry Swade's Commentary Services. Free kick comes in. Jack Corkin got tumbling, but it was purely accidental. Comes to Jeb Wallace on the edge of the box. Now back inside to Garner Hickman, who plays a lovely ball in. And good take by Arlo Muric under great pressure. He's I think he's injured inadvertently, accidentally. He's injured Taro O'Shea. He went up for that ball. Muric got the ball cleanly. There's no doubt about it. But Taro O'Shea there looks as if he's come off worse there, and he'll need a treatment. But it was a purely accidental collision. There was no signs of anybody appealing for any spot kicks or anything of that nature. Just the coming together, which happens a lot in football. You've got to have the physicality. Taro O'Shea's a very young skipper in terms of age and stuff. I think that he had that gilt-edged chance in the 42nd minute to make it 1-1. If he takes that, it's a different ball game. Muric had his eyes on the ball. He never had eyes for the opponent. He just had eyes for the ball, and you can tell straight away it was a purely accidental collision. He does have shorts on. He is wearing tights rather than trousers. I actually thought he was wearing a bit early in the. It's still summer. It's still summer. It's still what? It's still 20 degrees, and you're wearing tights. Muric, go on. You're from Burnley. We're not big softies in Burnley, are we? Anyway, Taro O'Shea is no softie. He's a big, tough competitor for West Bromwich Albion. 6 minutes into the second half. Still West Brom 0, Burnley 1. If you just joined us on the TC Hub. Nathan Teller winning the penalty from David Button. It was a bit 50-50 whether that was a penalty or not. But it was a penalty and dispatched with superb authority and very emphatically by Jay Rodriguez, who's given Burnley a lead, which they really hung on to. But they've hung on to it they've hung on to it by half a fingernail at some points when Albion have hit the post and the bar and a couple of times and everything else. But Burnley are riding their luck so far, and they're on the ball now with Patino. Oh, what a lovely back heel into the path of Connor Roberts. Oh, that was just worth the entrance feel on that little flick. That Brazilian's got it all. He's got a good all-round game, the Brazilian Patino. I'm really impressed with him. How Burnley have got him. Well, Vincent Company must have sold him to the Eskimos. And if you can do that, it's like selling coals to Newcastle. That as Bartley helps the ball hopefully forward. Connor Roberts should get back. He's having news to the goalkeeper was cut off, but now Harwood-Bellis does find Muric. Muric will have to find a player, and he finds Josh Cullen. He found him in acres of space too. Actually, Aaron Muric has not put too many hearts in mouths tonight. He didn't do that against Millwall on Tuesday, I must admit. Or Wigan on Saturday, for that matter. Here comes Sabatino now. 3 heads to 5. 4 in the area if he can get his head up. Cross was, quite frankly, poor, but Harwood-Bellis picks up the loose ball. Midway inside the Albion half. Rodriguez touches it on. Teller's in there. Matson inside the area. Back to Rodriguez, who shoots rather tamely in the end with the inside of his left foot into the arms of David Button. And West Brom survived for the moment anyway. Team effort. No real power in the shot there from Jay Rodriguez, whose penalty goal separates the two teams. Here's Brownhill, midway inside the Albion half. Tumbles down. It was never a foul. Play on, said the referee, Mr. Linnington. Quite rightly so. The Clarets now need to get back because Albion are launching one of those dangerous attacks again down that left-hand side. And they're looking to find someone here. It's Jason Malumbi now. Can't pick out Jeb Wallace. Matson saw to that. And now Matson running forward. He's only got Rodriguez up ahead of him. He's picked out Jay Rodriguez, but he's just overhit the pass, Matson. Can Rodriguez keep it in? The answer is no. Just needed to be a little less powerful on that pass there. And Jay Rodriguez would have been in for number 2. it would have been one-on-one with David Button anyway. There's no doubt about that. But terrific performance, terrific breakout though from Matson. Just that final pass let him down. Still 1-0 to the Albion. Still 1-0 to the Clarets, I should say. Albion now pressing for an equaliser here. They've hit the bar, they've hit the post. O'Shea had a free header. If it goes either side of Muric, it's the leveller. But it's stayed out, and it's 1-1. It's still 1-0 to Burnley. We also saw the ideal boiler man, one of the best mascots in the Football League. I know he doesn't have anything to do with football. He's a boiler man. West Brom must be the most Mickey-taking club for having a boiler person as a mascot, because Burnley needs no introduction. Bertie the Bee. He's not here tonight, I'm told. 55 gone. 10 minutes of the second half played on the TCL on all platforms. It's West Brom 0, Burnley 1. We're on. These are the YouTube platforms that we're on at the moment. We're on JB Sports, TCL itself, Storm FM, and TCL 2. We're also on Twitch, by the way. As if you haven't got YouTube, you can listen to us on Twitch. And we've also got a Twitter handle for you to follow as well for all the latest football news. The transfer deadlines have gone. Well done to Russ yesterday on his 90-minute transfer deadline special. It was a very good show, very enjoyable. Well done to you, Russ. Just sure you couldn't bring any good luck to bring over Femi in for the Clarets, but oh well, you can't win them all. Burnley winning 1-0. Don't forget to check out that, and also the Twitter handle. I should tell you the Twitter handle actually, at Commentary Live 1. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, my address is Bertinho. Just can't keep it in on the far side as Burnley were trying to break there. My Twitter handle is at JB Sports 11. JB Sports 11. JB capital letters, capital S for sports, and it's small letters all the way. JB Sports 11. Type that in, you'll find me. You can follow me then, and I give my own opinions on the game and in life in general. None of which involves what I do for the TC Hub. Incidentally, whatever opinion I base it on, what I think is right. Okay, I was lynched by a few Blackpool fans the other week for having an opinion on the Mattison Carey incident. I didn't know we were down too well with certain sections of Blackpool, I've got to be honest with you, but oh well, that's the joys of Twitter. Rodriguez had been bumped to the ground, and there's no foul given there. Mr. Linnington saw nothing wrong, he thought. I'd like to see a replay again, but here goes West Brom again looking for this equaliser. The ball's going to break kindly from Muric anyway. So if Burnley had any gripes, which they don't, Bartley and Rodriguez just think, well, it's a 50-50 thing. Let's have a look on the replay. Yeah, no problem there. Bartley got the ball. No malice there. Rodriguez, to be fair to him, didn't complain. Got up, shook hands, got on with the game. That's how it should be. Burnley leading by a goal to 0 on the TC Hub in the Championship for Friday night. They could go top for at least 24 hours if they can get all 3 points here against West Bromwich Albion. Still a long way to go in this one yet. Jed Wallace has it on this near side. He runs past Matson. They've had a good little battle tonight. Wallace keeps it in. Does get the cross in there. Dangerous one. 2 Albion players went for it, and in the end, they got in each other's way, and it goes wide. But once again, the value of having Jed Wallace in your team pays dividends. Not one to give up lost causes. In the end, it was Dad Garner that got in there. It was him and Carl and Grant that was going in for the ball. And in the end, it was Dad Garner that got the final touch, and it goes out for a goal kick. All those Alan Muric do it. Yeah, gives it the big long boot. I think he's trying to spot the run of Taylor again. He's not going to do it every time. But clear your lines. Sometimes it helps. Maybe company since that incident against Blackpool has sort of changed tack in a way and just said, go on, RL, just give it a big one boot if you need to. Because when they first started doing it, it was an order from the manager, Vincent Company. And Alan Muric took a lot of stick on Twitter from sections of the Burnley supporters for doing that. Anyway, fouls committed. We've had 7 for Albion, 5 for Burnley. So we've had, 12 fouls in all this evening? It's not been a dirty game by much. We've only had the 2 yellow cards as far as I can see from memory, but 1 each. 1 for the goalkeeper and 1 for David Button, the Albion goalkeeper, and 1 for Jack Cotton. No, there was Harwood Bellis as well. Yeah, so there's been 3 yellow cards. It's not been a dirty match by any stretch of the imagination. It's been a very good, committed, old-fashioned style of game where both teams have put their bodies on the line and are committed. Carlin Grant has been penalised for a foul on Harwood Bellis. Free kick to Burnley. 59 minutes gone. I think it's a throw-in, is it? No, it is a free kick. It is a free kick. So Burnley looking to bring on Chernoff, the new signing. He's a terrific talent, Chernoff. Don't know much about him, but he can score goals. And Johan Gunnarsson is about to enter the fray as well. So Burnley looking to freshen things up as we approach the hour mark. And we're nearly at that mark now. We've played exactly an hour. Burnley leading by that Jay Rodriguez penalty. So presumably, that might break for Rodriguez. Rodriguez wins the ball. Might break for Coutinho. That's going to be a Burnley throw-in. And Coutinho looking to see what's on. Don't forget, this is the first of several live games that we hope to bring you on the TC Hub. Of course, we hope to bring you commentary of the Merseyside derby tomorrow. Not with me, but with someone else. And hopefully we'll bring you Manchester United's match with Arsenal on Sunday as well on the Premier League. So hopefully you'll have a good variety of games to watch. You're certainly listening to one here, which has been a very good watch. Even if I am a little bit towards Burnley, they are my hometown team. Here's Jay Rodriguez into Josh Brownhill. Brownhill touches it back. Coutinho has a bit of support. Josh Brownhill again. Teller now dummies it. Comes to Maatsen on the edge of the box. And here is Josh Cohen, who can't hit them. Cohen hits it wildly with the left foot and over the top and behind for West Bromwich Albion goal kick. And we're going to see there's been some company out with the old laptop, or what do they call them now? Tablets these days, isn't it? Laptops, tablets. On my day, it was desktop PCs. My mum used to call it a CP. My parents were never up in the ways of technology. They were very hard grafters. Anyway, back to the game, and it's Burnley losing possession this time. Ball played in from Townsend, and another big chance inside the penalty area again. And Albion cannot ever afford to waste chances like that. I think it was Jed Wallace who got the final touch. Let's see. Townsend's ball in. Yes, it was Jed Wallace. Just scuffed it slightly there. If I'm going to criticise elements of Burnley's performance, I think they have been wasteful with possession and gifting Albion good opportunities in good areas. I think that's one part of the game they need to really improve on going forward, the Clarets, even if they do see it out to win it. It's still a long way off winning it at the moment. They are making it hard work for themselves. But then again, when do Burnley ever make it easy for anybody? They haven't. And we're going to see those double substitutions. Bobby Madley there. Good to see him back in the top 2 divisions. Had a hiatus for personal reasons and then refereed abroad for a while. And he's got his mojo back. And we're going to see, I think it's Coutinho, I think it looks like going off. Or is it Nathan Teller? Nathan Teller it is. Nathan Teller is going off. So Nathan Teller is going off, and we're going to see Johan Berg Gudmundsson as well. Ian Maatsen is also going off as well. So it's Ian Maatsen on. He's done okay. Nathan Teller going off. I think they're a little bit disappointed, but there's Darko Kunikov. That's his name to give him. Darko Kunikov. I think he signed earlier this week. Sure, Russ will give me a bit more info on him. Yeah, Maatsen, Teller off, Gudmundsson and Chernoff on. They've really, as I said, they've had to be clever. They've got abroad now. I mean, it's it's a team now. Burnley of multi-nations now. Alan faces. I mean, I have to say, watching all those reveal videos already, I've got to give credit to the Burnley Football Club's media team, actually. For all the reveal videos, they've done everything from Noel Edmonds to Bruce Forsyth in their videos, and even a little bit of Yvette Fielding and Derek Akora as well. The late, great Derek Akora, more talented and all that type of thing. Their reveal videos have been absolute pure genius and good to watch on Twitter. Here's Jed Wallace. I don't think we'll have that kind of wouldn't have had that kind of reveal when he was revealed to the Albion fans as their new buy. Maybe just pays to go to Burnley sometimes. Here's Garner Hickman now for Albion. Trailing 1-0 with 64 and a bit minutes gone on all TCL platforms. Here's number 4, Dara O'Shea, playing it out towards Connor Townsend, who's had a couple of half chances himself tonight. He's looked pretty sturdy on the ball. And if you are listening, give us a shout wherever you are around the world. We are going to you around the world on YouTube and on Twitch, so let me know what you're up to this evening. Showing off as Macedonian international, played for Sparta, and of course 19th of August he joined on a 4-year deal. So this is actually his full league debut for the club, if memory serves me right. We still haven't had too many comments from you guys, so please please get your comments in. Maybe you're all just glued to the game and glued to my commentary. Who knows? But I'd like to hear from one or two of you tonight who's listening along. Anyway, here's Matson, rather not Matson, but Cohen battling for that. And here's a chance now for Kirikov now to stretch his legs. It's on the left-hand side. Kirikov into the area. He takes on his man. Kirikov shoots across the face and almost the second one. He wants a corner. He's not going to get it, obviously, but Kirikov, oh, I tell you what, first time I've seen him, got ties on him. He looks a player and a half, this fella. He just took the defence here of West Brom to the cleaners there, and I did think it got a deflection. No, did it get the deflection? I think it did just about, but the goal kick has been given. Hard one for Mr. Linnington to call that one, I have to say. Bertinho in possession. He's staying on by the looks of it. Cork now to Harwood Bellis. Those two now really have to be careful. They're both on caution cards, so they've got to be careful. Cork there. Oh, he almost sold himself down the river. And this could play to West Brom's hands. Shot comes in. It's straight down Harwood Mirich's throat. Jack Cork there, caught in possession. Not what you want your captain to do at this stage of proceedings, especially giving the ball to Diagana, who hit it with the toe poked it with his left foot, but didn't get any good enough power. It was a tame toe poke towards goal, but there we go. Rodriguez's header, back header towards Cohen. Cohen in possession. Rodriguez now, the goal scorer on half an hour. Playing Cohen. On to Vitinho. Vitinho now. Oh, that's dreadful, I'm afraid. But we play 67 minutes. We're halfway through the second half. 67 minutes gone. Still West Bromwich Albion 0. Burnley 1 here at the Hawthorns on the TC Hub and all platforms. Alternate commentary for a Friday night. Championship action. Championship commentary for a Friday night here. Get your weekend off to the best possible start with us on the TC Hub. With me, JB, John Stottard, your maestro behind the mic. The ball not forward again, along towards Connor Roberts, who heads it forward. Flick on again by Cork, but Albion win possession. And now the ball played into Diagana. Diagana running at his men. No foul. Oh, it is a foul. It is a foul. Diagana did win the free kick. So a free kick to Albion. 67 gone, remember. Nearly 68. Here's Jed Wallace. Wallace looking for support here. He's got it there with Garner Hickman. Again, Garner Hickman onto Wallace. These double-barreled names, they take some say, don't they? Still 1-0. It's anyone's game, this. That looked a slip to me. I don't think that was a foul in any way. That looked, well, that was a foul from Connor Roberts. I'm sorry. Connor Roberts there was a bit petulant with that challenge on Swift. Swift slipped the first time. Townsend playing the ball. Yeah, he slips there. That's no foul there. Then Roberts, for some stupid reason, pushes him down. It's a foul every day of the week. It's a silly challenge from Connor Roberts. Said no need to make that challenge. And now Burnley have a free kick, an unnecessary free kick, which could have been avoided. They have to defend it. And there could be a problem as this ball comes in. It's headed out. Is it going to go for a corner? It looks as if it will. It will be a corner. And, well, it's looking rather anonymous. Dave Robinshaw, listening from good old Accrington. Good to hear from you, Dave. Nice to have you with us. Subscribe to the Hub, and if you are on JB Sports or any of the other channels, subscribe to those too. Sixth corner of the game to Albion. Burnley have yet to have one. Swift turns it in. Header one band down into the ground and wide. And I think Bartley was in there. Maybe possibly Dara O'Shea. They both went for it. Let's have a look again on the replay. It was Kyle Bartley's header. It was wide of the goal, regardless of who got the last touch. Both went for it anyway. Goal kick. And Albion are going to make a change. Off comes Kyle Bartley. That was his last action, incidentally, of the match. Throws his tape away. A little bit in frustration there. And on comes Brandon Thomas Azante, who's got his hair tied back in dreadlocks. Nice hairstyle, one has to say. As we now reach the last 20 minutes of this game. Bartley off, Thomas Azante on. Russ confirming that substitution for me. Thank you, Russ. And the kick now is taken by Aaron Muric up towards the halfway part into the Albion half, and then the ball back in Burnley territory again. Rodriguez is, well, that looks a soft one to me. I didn't think it was a foul from Diego Rodriguez, but the referee was adamant. It's a free kick to West Bromwich Albion. And I don't even think that's a yellow card either. Again, harsh from Mr. Lennington. Harsh. Looks as if J-Rod has been booked, and well, it looks a harsh decision. So Connor Roberts now. Lennington didn't like, booked a couple of Burnley players for nothing in the first game against Huddersfield, and it looks as if he's done the same in this occasion. But it's a free kick to Albion. Danger here, and in the end, the free kick came to nothing from Swift, and it's easy at the end of it all. But I think there may have been two Albion players offside. I think that's why they didn't go for it. Tried to half-heartedly appeal for a corner, which, quite frankly, was never going to be the case. Anyway, Connor Roberts was the man incidentally got booked, and not, I believe, I wonder if that was just for complaining, I wonder. Burnley again, almost wasteful again. They just... Oh, man, a chance here now. Mistake from Albion. It's going to be a second one. No, it's in the post. I don't believe it. Chernoff is hit the post. Oh, I just thought for a moment. Muric has to boot this away. Does so. High into the West Bromwich skyline. I just thought Chernoff had gone on the end. It was a mistake by an Albion defender. Chernoff beat the goalkeeper with some aplomb, and it bounced off the post. Oh, my word. How unlucky can you get? Here comes the cross into the penalty area. They all go for it. They appeal handball. Never going to be given in a month for Sundays, as that cross came in from Garner Hickman. Never a penalty against Barwood Bellis. To be quite honest, it was half-hearted appeals more than anything else. But it's, well, Burnley could have had the game done and dusted there and then. Through the substitute Chernoff. That would have been his first goal for the club. As the ball is not back into the danger zone, this could be trouble for Burnley. As Diane Garner keeps possession. He's been at the hub of all the decent things, along with Jed Wallace and Connor Townsend, but he's given the ball away this time. Garner Hickman gets possession for Albion. Burnley are having to bring everybody back now. The lead is still 1-0, but it's a very precarious lead. Jed Wallace in possession. Has to go backwards. May well have to come forwards again. I have to go backwards to go forwards. It's going to go all the way back to David Wood, and that's frustrating the West Bromwich Albion fans at the moment. Long ball forward. Well read there from Charlie Taylor. Kept his eye on the ball. That was good play, but Cork again, not for the first time. Very half-hearted in his attempts not to lose the ball, and he's lost it. Cork's just got to improve on that side of his game. He's got everything else in his locker. He just needs to be a bit more switched on. Very careless play. That was a bit careless there from Bettino. So he concedes a cheap throw in. I'm just trying to think if... So Albion have made one sub. Burnley have made two. They are allowed to use 5 in the Championship this season. That's a new rule that did come in at the start. So it's going to be a throw to be taken here by Garner Hickman. He uses, gets the ball back for the second time. Rodriguez, it came off. Still 1-0 to Burnley. It's going to be a tight old finish now. Quarter of an hour almost to play. And again, that's a throw. Collins reckoned it was a Burnley throw, but it's not. It's a throw taken by Garner Hickman. Are we going to see a late show from West Bromwich Albion? They're huffing and puffing, but can't break this Burnley house made of brick down. If the Burnley house was made of straw, they would have blown it down by now, Albion. Burnley a spring stand, going top of the Championship table. Long ball forward, but again, well read. Bertinho again doing the ugly side of the game. Cork can't afford to make any slip-ups. Burnley don't want to be going down to 10 men at this stage. Cullen wins possession, breaks the play up, finds Rodriguez. That's a nice turn. And he's got Chernoff on his way if he can find him out. Chernoff is in behind. It's Chernoff into the penalty area. Angle is tight. Chernoff might have to be the all-comers here. He's got Rodriguez in the middle. They claim a handball. It's not going to be given, despite the best appeals from Chernoff. I'd like to see that again. But Chernoff was convinced that was a penalty. I'd like to see that again before I give a sort of a telling verdict on that. And here's Jed Wallace again. Wallace has got always away from Bertinho, but not away from Charlie Taylor, who bangs it out for a throw-in. Now then, was this a penalty? I'm just having a look. His arm needs to be outstretched. Oh, it's out. It's clear. That is clear as day. That should have been a Burnley penalty. Mr. Lennington got it wrong. That's a penalty. That should have been a second Burnley penalty. Clear as day handball. His arm's out. That's a penalty. That is a penalty. You, Mr. Lennington and the linesman on that far side, you have missed a sitter there. That is a penalty every day of the week. Goal kick to Burnley while I'm talking, but oh my goodness me. Mr. Lennington, you have got this wrong. That is a clear penalty against Dar O'Shea. That is the clearest handball you will ever see in your lifetime. Burnley should have had a second penalty. And this was the other chance for Chernoff. He hits the post. Oh, dear me. If Burnley go on to not win this game, they will point to the referee there. That is a terrible, terrible decision. Joe Rodriguez is off. Big Ashley Barnes up front. Rodriguez has done well. He scored the goal. Could have easily had two, to be fair. Should have had a chance to score again from the spot. Burnley do get any penalties in the interim. Ashley Barnes will have to take, I think will take them. Jack Cork is also going off too. Talking point here. Samuel Bastien comes on. He's another quality player. So Cork off and Rodriguez on, Bastien and Ashley Barnes on. That's 4 substitutes out of the 5 that Burnley can use that have been used. And Aaron Muric will take the free kick. There was a foul or an offside or something like that while we were debating. Well, I was debating whether that was a penalty. And here comes Chernoff inside the area. Can't find Gunnarsson, who hasn't really got into the game at all since coming on as a substitute. Ball breaks kindly through Brownhill, who finds it Bastien. And he's got Bertinho on the overlap. Uses Bertinho on the left-hand side. Bertinho again. We're into the last 12 minutes plus injury time that Bobby Madley might want to add on. But a big miss there from James Lennington there. Could that spur Albion into life? Out comes Muric. Oh, my goodness me. That was a heart-stopping moment, but I think he did enough. And I think he's... Now, what's the referee giving it? Offside. That's what's happened. So whatever had Muric should... He's trying to play Manuel Neuer. Oh, it's close. It's close. I just think his right leg is offside. It's close. I think the linesman's just got that one spot on. Pretty heart-stopping stuff there. Muric has injured himself again. This is twice in 2 games he's injured himself. I don't think he could have... I don't think he needed to do that, really, Muric, in a lot of respects. Now, this could be a bit of a worry. They lost Muric around about this time, and they do have 1 sub left, and thank God they only used 4 out of 5. Meanwhile, Albion substitutes left, right, and centre. I'm going to need Russ's help to clear this one up, potentially, but let's have a look. Let's just get these confirmed. Columbi's definitely coming off, we know that. So Gardner Hickman's off. Matt Phillips, the ex-Blackpool man, is on. Started his career at Wickham, of course. So that one is definitely done. We know, and we're just trying to get the other one confirmed on the monitor, but I think Russ will have helped me there. Yeah, Malumbi and Gardner Hickman off. Livermore and Phillips on now. They're two players that can cause problems. And I'm sure Jed Wallace has been substituted. I'm not sure. I'm at a loss. The substitutions. Whoever came up with the idea. Anyway, thankfully Muric is fine, so there's no enforced change for Burnley to make for their goalkeeper. So don't think Bailey Peacock-Farrell will be needed this week, as he was on Tuesday night. He had a shoulder injury. That was a big injury. I think it was just maybe a bit of cramp, a bit of pulled muscle or something like that. Anyway, the physios have done their job. A yellow card for, oh, God's sake, referee. Who's he booked there? If that's for time wasting, there's not really been any time wasting in it. There's no time wasting. I'd like to see who got the yellow card for that. Mr. Linnington needs to start applying the spirit of the game a bit. Anyway, chance here for number 2. Cross comes in. It's well taken by Button inside the penalty area. Taylor got booked apparently for time wasting. I didn't see that much time wasting there. I mean, you get more time wasting from substitutes than anything else. And teams are in front. They are quite right. It's game management. I think referees should be, and I'm not trying to be biased here, but they should be a little bit lenient. I think Albion would feel a little bit aggrieved if it was their Albion fans would feel a bit aggrieved if it was them, as the goalkeeper again looks to use Barnes this time. He's not Nathan Teller, is he? God knows why, but gave it the big long boot, and now he's hurt himself again the second time. And Albion have possession, and this could be problems for Burnley. They need to get the ball out so that Muric can receive treatment, but Albion have got possession and they're allowed to play on within the roles. So Muric has got a problem with 2 if he is injured. Phillips plays it in and they do head it out. And is Muric going to receive treatment? Oh, he looks, oh dear me, that leg has gone. I think maybe they may have to call in Bailey Peacock-Farrell after all. This is no way. 81 minutes gone. Vincent Kompany is now worried. Look at it. He looks ashen face. His goalkeeper, Bailey Peacock-Farrell, is going to come on. It looks like he's taking his top off. Yep, it looks as if he's going to have to come on for a second substitute appearance in 4 days. Did well when he came on against Millwall, Peacock-Farrell, whatever he had to do. He did terrifically well, but this is a much tighter game than it was. And it's, I think it's, well, it's the leg this time. It was the shoulder on Tuesday. Yeah, he obviously can't continue. This is a big blow. And yeah, it was Asante. But in the first instance, he shouldn't even come off the line in the first place, if I'm being honest, Muric. And playing Manuel Neuer has probably led to him leaving the game, unfortunately. But Bailey Peacock-Farrell is a very good replacement. As I say, he did very well against Millwall on Tuesday night. So he's a very competent replacement. And I think they're just saying to Vincent Kompany and Mr. Linnington, wanting to get Muric off at the touchline. I think that's a bit rotten, but anyway, never mind. Peacock-Farrell is a good good backup to having your team. He's now got the gloves on and ready to go. So Muric now, well, let's just hope it's not anything serious. But I think that injury has become his own making. So they're substitutes now. So Muric is off, Peacock-Farrell is on. So Burnley inadvertently now I've used 3 substitutes. That's a bit of a blow. Dave says, last 10 minutes, Burnley, come on. Game management is the key. Scrappy affair, but let's win. No. Wise words, Dave. But they've got a corner to defend first. Shot comes in. Oh, it's just gone wide. It's just gone wide. And I'm betting anything it was Jake Livermore that was in there with a right-footed prod towards goal. Let's see. There's a bit of a crouching. Livermore goes in. Oh, just wide. He has scored before against Burnley in his whole City days. 2016 on Boxing Day when they won, when his team then won 3-0. It was Burnley's last defeat that season in the Championship, and after that they embarked on that 23-game foul against Barnes. I don't understand that. Barnes just tried to con him a little bit, the referee. Ashley Barnes yet to score this season. Other people are saying that Ashley Barnes is a spent force as well. He can be deadly in this division. We've seen that before. It's been a few years since he's played in it. Part of the 2 promotions in 2014 and 2016. Albeit 2016 he was injured for some of it. Quite a number of it. mainly Sam Vokes and Andre Gray, that second promotion that got Burnley into the division with a bit of help from a certain Jerry Barton. Let's say it went 23 undefeated to get themselves promoted. But looking, they've got 6 minutes now to hang on, win ugly, go top of the league. At least for 24 hours, and then it's over to Sheffield United and company tomorrow. As number 10 now, Matt Phillips tries to dink and turn one way. There's a header coming in at the far post, but it's harmlessly wide. Peacock Farrell says, leave it, it's mine, it's a goal kick, don't worry. And a goal kick to the Clarets. So 1-0 is still the score. And we've got just over 5 minutes remaining here at the Hawthorns. It's and I've got to choose a player of the match as well. And it's a tough one. It's a tough one. We'll pick one out for you in the next couple of minutes. There's Johan Gudmundsson on the ball. Gudmundsson showing a clear pair of heels, and Chernoff now has possession. Has to go back. Been a very difficult evening for Burnley. It was always going to be a difficult game, just because West Brom have only started the night at 14th. Doesn't mean they're a bad side altogether. Oof, that looked a nasty challenge on Gudmundsson, who's injured. And Mr. Lennington, for whatever reason, he can't to stop the game, surely. Play on it is. And I can't believe that's not a foul challenge. That looks offside to me. But oh, what a block that is from Charlie Taylor. Terrific block from the former Leeds United man. Burnley were a bit lopsided. I'm not sure whether he was onside or not. I have to look at the replay. Phillips has won the corner, but was there a foul in the build-up there? Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the Charlie Taylor. Well, first of all, I think there's a foul there on Vitinho, but that said, Jed Wallace is in, but I think he fouls his man there. But having said all that, Charlie Taylor comes in and absolutely puts his body on the line. Former Leeds man showing true championship grip that you need. Dan Garner's going to take the corner. Burnley still leading, but it's a precarious lead with 3.5 minutes plus injury time to go. And I think there'll be at least 3 minutes, I would fancy, of stoppage time. I'm not sure, but we'll get the official view. Header one. It's a goal kick. I think the referee, Mr. Lennington, has spotted some infringements in the penalty area. And a goal kick anyway. This was the Townsend thing. And so we're now coming towards what Sir Alex Ferguson would now call squeaky bum time. It's been a tough old battle tonight between these two clubs. Both former members, of course, of the Football League. And as I say, it's been a tough old evening, that's for sure. We're just we're now coming up towards the end now. It's been a tough old night for Burnley. They've really had to fight and cajole and battle and get these points. And it looks as if they will get those points on the ball. We're now playing the last 3 minutes of the game now. Well, in the last 3 minutes now, here's Bastian now onto number 27, Chernoff. And Chernoff, he's looked alive with customers. He's coming on. He goes down. Yes, well done, referee. That's a foul. Free kick given. He looked really good. To make this brand new team could be top. I mean, being together as a unit in a matter of weeks. Well, we'll talk about that after the end of the game. There's still 2 minutes to run here. I'll tell you what, the Burnley side, they've shown, if they do win, they've shown a bit of a strong jaw. One of former manager Sean Dyche's old phrases. Now, what an age they could finish with a flourish. Now, Brownell and Gudmundsson are the two-man committee. Will it be the right-footed Brownell or the left-footed Gudmundsson? I sort of have half a feeling that Gudmundsson might hit this left-footed. And if he can, I think he could cause the goalkeeper a bit of surprise. It looks like it's going to be Gudmundsson left-footed. Oh, he nearly caught the keeper out. It's over the top. I think he got a deflection. Mr. Huntington says corner. Did he hit one of the 4 men in the wall? It did. Came off number 35 there. Yokosu. And Burnley are not going to take too long. They're going to take as long as they can. They're going to just play it in the corners, I think. It's about 35 seconds of normal time to play. Burnley can do this game management stuff and do it well. And apparently it's going to be 8 minutes of added time. Now, I don't know where the 8 minutes are coming from, if I'm being honest. I expected 4, maybe 5, but 8 minutes? That is preposterous. What's Bobby Madley got 8 minutes from? I'd like to get a count up of where 8 minutes are coming from. Now, we've had this performance before with 8 minutes. Now, that's what producer Russ has told me, 8 minutes. Now, what is Bobby Madley actually going to say here? If it's 8 minutes, I will be... Oh, my giddy hand. 8 minutes. I can't believe that. Where is Bobby Madley? Have the ref officials done their sums wrong? 8 minutes of added time. That is preposterous. You cannot be serious. 8 minutes of stoppage time. Joke from the officials. Joke. Gudmundsson playing it to the corners. That's surely going to be a foul there by Dean Garner, but it isn't. The referee didn't spot a clear foul. What do the officials think they're playing at? 8 minutes of added time. I can't believe that. Another 8 minutes of this. 5, maybe 4, maybe 5 at best, but 8 minutes? I know we had the Muric injury, but all we've had really is stoppages. It's not been a dirty game by any stretch of the imagination. It's not as if there's been too much in the way of time wasted. To get 8 minutes is, well, it sucks, to be quite honest with you. And if they score from this Albion, they'll be uproar in with 80,000 in the town. And yes, I've got to choose a player of the match. Amongst all that controversy, it's been quite an intriguing game. I'm going to give it to Jay Rodriguez. He's been an absolute live wire up front. He's had to work hard up front. He's had good support, especially I feel from Nathan Teller. And Jay Rodriguez, the penalty scorer, scored the penalty, of course, which has given Burnley this lead. He's worked very hard. It's not just the penalty. He's had a couple of good opportunities. There's been good support. He's linked up play really well. So I'm going to give it to Jay Rodriguez, the player of the match award. Well, we played 2 minutes of the 8. Burnley have got a throw in. And to be quite honest with you, I'm still trying to work out in my head where 8 minutes has come from. And in all of that time, I've had to choose a player of the match. It's a free kick there for a foul by Gudmundsson. But I've had a quick count up in my head. I mean, yeah, the 2 Muric stoppages, they weren't that long, to be quite honest with you. Maybe a minute at the most for both of them. Then there's the substitutions. That's another 3. And there's been a little bit of time wasting. 30 seconds here, 30 seconds there. I'd have said 5 minutes, not 8. I don't know what Bobby Madley's... I don't know what grades per maths in his GCEs that Bobby Madley got, but his grades must have been about E- for his GCEs, because that is nowhere near 8 minutes. Let's be frank about that. Here come Albion, who'll be buoyed by this, and they've got a chance here with Matt Phillips. Cross comes in, hits Gudmundsson, it will go for a corner. Albion have had plenty of those, but haven't made to make the breakthrough. They're coming up to the 3rd minute. And already they're going to take this corner quickly. John Swift is going to take it from the far side. Swift will take it. Can Burnley hang on in there? 3 of the 8 gone. Swift kings the corner in. The header's won, and the appeal handball. Ball is loose, and Burnley defend it. It was a bit of a goalmouth scramble, but Burnley got it out. That was the important thing from a Claret's point of view. There would have been a few hearts in mouths at that point. Let's see the replay. The ball playing into the penalty area. First header was one. Good block there. Second block was Ashley Barnes. I don't know who had the 2 efforts. It was all a bit of a crowd scene in there, but Albion coming close. Diagana on the ball, gets the ball back. There's just so many players now out of position for Albion. It's untrue. You can't tell who's here at the moment. One thing you can tell, that Matt Phillips is in his usual position on the right-hand side. That you can be sure of. Bertinho cuts the through ball out. We've played nearly 4 of the 8 minutes. Still another 4 of this to go. Oh, man. Feels like another 4 minutes of this. It feels like more 4 hours than 4 minutes left. I mean, to every Burnley fan, it'll feel like 4 hours. It might feel like 24 hours at this rate. Here's Josh Brownhill, plays it to Bastien. Bastien now, tests the check back. Cohen has possession. Cohen checks. Uses Patino, hits it forward. Long ball forward, looking for Barnes, takes it down nicely on the chest. It's through. He's touching the ball. Oh, he's breaking into the stand behind the goal. Oh, Ashley. The game was there for the taking. It could have been killed stone dead. Barnes did everything right by the finish. Chest control, turned the defenders inside and out. And he blazes it over the crossbar. Oh, my giddy aunt. That would have settled everything then. Ashley Barnes, that would have settled the game, settled the issue. As it is, we're still playing on, and we've still got another 3 minutes of this to go. 3 hours, it feels like to me. Oh my goodness me. How much more can we stand of this? Albion coming forward in droves with Diagana. And look at this now. Matt Phillips has got acres of space to tee up a cross. They've teed it into the area. It's a poor cross. It was a tired-looking cross from John Swift. Burnley have got to stay disciplined. We've played almost 5.5 minutes of the 8 added. I'm still trying to work out where the 8 minutes have come from. It's a mystery that not even Inspector Morse or Sergeant Lewis could answer or solve. I think Breeds and Company would like to know where 8 minutes has come from. Steve Bruce will have been buoyed by that by the same token. Bobby Madley, I tell you what, if West Brom were to score now in the remaining 2 minutes plus any time added on at the end of that, then there's going to be uproar from Vincent Kompany. You can be rest assured in the post-match interviews. They've just got to hold on in there. 2 minutes to go. Header on now by Cherinoff, who's looked lively since coming on. But then again, Ashley Barnes had a chance a moment ago to really seal the deal. Long ball forward. It's going to be tense. It's going to be tough now. Jed Wallace has possession. This is really now the last swing for West Bromwich Albion. They've got about 1 minute 40 to go. Burnley are hanging on in there, and they're hanging on by fingernails. Phillips has it on this near side. Dangano is the player he can use for support. Still on the right-hand side. They go in field, try to play a 1-2. Have they overhit the pass? No, it's a good back heel actually from Dangana. Can Phillips tee up a good cross? He clears towards the back post. Well, one at the back post. I'm not sure who it was. I think it was Goodmanson who got the header in there. Yes, it was Goodmanson who got the header in. Terrific defending. And and the ball across the base. Oh, it's gone in! I don't believe this! How is that possible? How is that possible? West Brom have been helped out by 3 minutes of added time. It's a disgrace. They don't deserve that. The substitute Azanti has scored. It's a joke. If Bobby Madley is an absolute joke, West Brom have equalised. They don't deserve that. They absolutely, truly do not deserve that. Azanti has scored. It's a disgrace. It's an absolute disgrace. Ball thread into the penalty area. It was a mistake at the back. He turned it in. But should there have been 8 minutes of time added on? It's a disgrace. It's a mistake from Connor Roberts, of all people. It's a good ball in from John Swift, it has to be said. But what's Connor Roberts doing there? That is pathetic defending. That is pathetic. And it's going to end one apiece. Oh, I don't believe it. I'm beyond words. I'm beyond this, and I'm beyond that. I'm absolutely beyond it. And we've lost the stream, but that is frustrating. Burnley, how can you add 8 minutes at the end of a football match? That is just beyond words. I'm sorry. That is the most preposterous thing I have ever seen in my life. Where did 8 minutes come from? And there will be questions asked, and there will be serious questions asked of Bobby Madley, the fourth official, of James Linnington, the referee, who failed to give a cast iron penalty. The whistle has gone for the end. Burnley have been robbed, and they've been robbed in the most unfair way by officials who are so pathetic. It's unbelievable. West Brom will feel they've deserved a point. Steve Bruce will feel that way, but they've got out of jail. They have not deserved that. They've got out of jail in the best possible way. And it's a joke. It's a joke. Where do you get 8 minutes from? Burnley took the lead through Jay Rodriguez on half an hour. And then in the 8th minute of stoppage time, well, they've scored. Burnley should have had a clear penalty when Dara O'Shea stuck out his hand. But the officials have been appallingly bad, and the referee and the fourth official, Bobby Madley, has cost us 2 points. But there you go. Burnley have been denied going to the top. I think tonight it's a disgrace. It's a joke, quite honestly. Rob Milner, he's happy, but no way was there 8 minutes of stoppage time. That's a disgrace. But that's how it is. It's finished here 1-1, and there'll be plenty more football coming up on the TCR. Burnley have been robbed. There's no two ways about that. Been robbed by. They should have had 2 penalties. They should have had 1 more extra penalty. And to find 8 minutes of stoppage time, I find that is an absolute disgrace. But there you go. It's finished 1-1. West Brom out of jail. Burnley denied. That's the way it is. Thank you very much for listening. There'll be more football over the coming weekend with us on the TC Hub. Check out Twitter for more info on that. But for me, JB, I bid you a very good night on a night where Burnley were so close to 3 points. And poor officiating and Bobby Madley essentially has cost us 2 points tonight. For me and from the rest of the TC Hub team tonight, I bid you a fond good night. Good night.